Guys, I just thought I'd make a little video about Hero's Adventure Road to Passion bad reviews. So, I'm just reading bad reviews of the game. So if you're looking for content related to the actual game, that's not going to be here. But first one I'm reading here is Hero's Adventure Road to Passion is a good game, which is true. However, the biggest problem is the language. The English translation is very poor. I would agree with this. I think the translation has some work to be done. I don't think it's as bad as it used to be, though. I think it's improved a lot, but I do agree with this that the translation could use some work. Another major downside is a lack of clear enemy level indicators. Well, I would disagree with that. If you go and I'll open up the game now. Right, and just show you that there are level indicators within the game. It's not a thing that doesn't exist. But if you're talking about like mob areas, like it's very like you're gate kept from the higher level mob areas, if you know what I mean. But I'll just show you. Oops, this is the wrong one, but I'll just load it again. I can also just edit this out, I guess, but load. Right. I have multiple save files that have completed the game. So, yeah, if you go to info, you can actually look at all of a character's stats, as well as level, as well as see all of their martial arts that they have learned, and you can actually build a counter strategy to how you would fight them. I mean, this might seem a little bit unintuitive, but I mean it's right there in info. But yeah, no, I disagree. And also, like, this is supposed to be a role-playing experience where you know that there are people out there that can kick your butt. It's probably best not to pick fights in the early game. But yeah, I disagree with that. You can't see the level indicator. Do you want people to walk around with like level 94 above their head? I think that would. I mean, I guess they could include it as like some form of GUI, I guess, like an optional GUI would show you all the level indicators for everyone, but I think that would end up making this game look very ugly. And I think like even the names right now are pretty bad, like the green text. That's just maybe a personal thing. So if there was a neutral review option, I would choose it, but since there isn't, instead of continuously adding more content, I believe developers should improve the game levels, design, balance, and overall structure. I mean, I think the game's okay and balanced enough as it's going to be. I think that more could be put into the depth of like the roleplay and the major sects. I feel like the major sects could use some work, but I don't actually think like the overall game level design is that bad or unintuitive, to be honest. Maybe that's coming from someone who's like the 1% of people have beat this game, but boring, cannot knock up princess, I just married, all that effort for what? So this is a bit weird, you know. There's not impregnation in the game. It's a bit weird. He's only 20 hours in the game and he's married Fu King. I call a little doubt on that. So many quests, and yet I have a mansion and cannot make a family. have a farm of my own, or have a farm. You can actually, you can actually retire within the game and start a family. So if we go to lore here, you can look at your endings, right? Check this out. So you can retire from the martial arts world and just live a simple life. If you complete the Nameless Village, you can do this. If you talk to the mayor and tell him you're thinking what he's thinking, this is an ending that you get. It can actually catch you off guard and game over you before you even know it. And it's not a true ending, so it's not really worth anything. And the new DLC just made an ending which is like you just retiring post-game. Or raise some kids in my art style. Dude, you can mod the game. You can mod the game if you want, man. Or have my own fighting school to call my own. Well, they do have one of the DLCs. If you go out here, and look at it. The Great Conquest DLC, it's literally you opening up a sect and fighting other sects and managing it. It's a bit bare bones, but it does exist. But I'm gonna go put one of the endings on because I think that music is more chill. Let's go back to this music. And the list goes on. So many little things just left out. Alright. I'm sorry the impregnation wasn't put in the game. Could never see paying full price for it as getting rather boring, just very repetitive story and actions. How much does this game cost? Let's just how much does the game? $15? $15 is, I mean, $15, man. It's a very cheap game. I think I got a little bit cheaper though, but why have a house incomplete when we could have built one instead of stuck with that? There's allow us to choose what style we would like. I mean, yeah, house customization options could be cool, but this game's still in development. The house just got implemented as of like yesterday or last month or whatever, and you do build it. It's something you build. You have to use resources to build it. It is like done off screen, but what did you want? Like a building minigame? It's a bit strange. Who wants a big mansion when I could buy a little house on the water or give away the green sword of destiny and become a farmer? As we said, it exists. It literally exists, and there's another ending like this that I don't have, but and then watch my children grow and fame follow. Well, that's what he wants the impregnation mechanic for, the children. Oh, that cut that one out, or I don't know. Let's see. Is there a way to look at only negative reviews? I don't know. Alright, okay, let's see what this guy's saying. Absolutely adore the concept and execution of the game, but machine translating to English does not equal a proper English translation. You notice errors before the game even starts during the character creation. I would say, yeah, like it's a bit bad, but I do think it's translated by people. Some people like submit translation errors and stuff like that. When I started the game off, everyone was calling each other slave owner and stuff like that, but apparently that's a very literal interpretation. There's one that I really don't like, and that's dojo keeper, which is just sensei. It's but they don't want to make it sensei I think because that's a Japanese word, and China, Japanese, it's there's a bit of a cultural divide there, you know. And this is a Chinese game, you know. I would not recommend this game until it's properly translated. There are skills and equipment that have bad translations that will result you in chasing a dead end because it was meant for another type of gear. This guy's played it for an hour, chasing for another type of gear. I bet he pirated this game, bought it, then refunded it. That's probably. This doesn't exist. Like, how did this guy get to this conclusion? It's like, if he's building a weapon type, right? He's building the skills for a weapon type. He must know that isn't that weapon type or whatever. It just doesn't. It sounds sort of true. It's like a half truth. It's just really weird. I would safely recommend Wuxia games like this are fun. While everything's screens, play, customization, and freedom are hindered by a truly terrible English translation. I can deal with the subtitles, but sometimes words really make zero sense. If this game had a solid translation, it would be an instant recommend until they recommend it. I don't think the translation is that bad. I think people are coping. It's made by volunteers. I can't speak. That's supposed to be English. I'm fine with not being babied on missions. I actually kind of like it, making you think. I'm fine with having to explore for events to unlock new areas and make you go places you might not. I'm fine with the grind. It can feel unrewarding. But man, does this game lack balance. My biggest problem is manuals. I've been part of the thief sect all the way up to honorable, got the legendary item and completed plenty of the side missions, but man, does it feel garbage. You get like 9 fist manuals just doing side quests, and Dagger just feels so underpowered. Intelligence is a mess and makes no sense. You get more mana if you have lower int. So yeah, I mean, like, Swallow's Nest is it's quite a very, like, it takes a while. It takes a while. You have to steal from people and stuff like that, and it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. And you will lower your moral values just trying to complete it. But a dagger is quite abundant in the game. You get, I would say that you get an obnoxious amount of dagger manuals, almost to the same degree as fist. Maybe it's not because, maybe it's because I know where I'm looking, but there's almost too many dagger manuals, I think. So it's I don't really get it. If you're looking for dagger manuals, there's a lot in the DLC, and also if you just go around and recruit people with daggers, so there's like 5 women with daggers or something like that. Every single time you recruit one of them, you get a purple. So yeah, and once you have an orange manual, I mean, I wouldn't suggest like doing like the minor sects until you've done the main story, because then you get 9 palms and then you can combine it with your dagger stuff. So it's kind of redundant, you know. Another big problem is level spikes. You can get to level 20 easily on day 1, but after that there's no real ways to get from 20 to 40. And then at 40 you feel underpowered because of lack of manuals. I mean, it's pretty easy to get to 50. If you're looking for guides on how to get to level 50, I've got them. But maybe, yeah, my guides didn't exist back then, but I just don't get it. Like, maybe he was struggling to find places to level up, but they're quite signposted, I would say. Like, you can go slay mobs and stuff like that. You can go Wild Wolf Valley. You can go to Chu Chang. You can spar at the dojo. You can... Yeah, I think Swallow's Nest doesn't have a trainer, but you can actually still join Yi and train with them. But then you can recruit people that are level 70 and you are level 20, and they're just overpower everything. I don't want to just make other people fight for me. I want to feel that powerful myself. It feels cheap, but there's no way to progress unless I want to hit a wolf for 9 hours. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, bro. It's not that bad. And yeah, you can kind of gimp yourself by recruiting overpowered people. That will stop you from getting kill XP, but the main source of XP is battle completion, you know? So, and in the main story, if you complete the main story, you'll be level 100. There's no ifs or buts about that, really. But it takes minutes. It takes when I say level 1 to 100 in a minute, you can add someone in your party and then fight the old demon like 5 times. Will be level 100. It's insane. The very basic things are trapped behind. You have to go out into the world and find them. This isn't a problem, but I'm level 4 off cooking just pork with no ways to find the recipes for other food. The game has a whole grocery market that becomes useless. Tools, gotta find the tool recipe, and don't even get me started on alchemy. I mean, you need to find the characters that do alchemy and learn the recipes. You need to go to the shops and then look for the items. This game is a puzzle, and part of the game is finding the things and learning about them. I wish I didn't know where all the recipes were, you know? Like, I wish I could explore this game through fresh new eyes. Like, I love playing this game for the first time. Then very basic things are trapped behind. You have to go out into the world and find them. We're right on this. All in all, could be a great game, has depth. The English translation is bad and completely isn't bad and completely readable. Alright, okay. The cultivation world is fun to explore. I love how many storylines there are. The new Game Plus system looks good, but I can't force myself to play it anymore. It just isn't fun. Fortunate that a game that is well worked on falls short in some of the most basic areas of balance, making it just unplayable. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is not helpful. No, I can't. I have to log in. But yeah, no, the game might be a little bit hard to learn at the beginning, but just level up. There's a tutorial in it, right? See, if you ignore the girls and you ignore the old man and you purposely go out your way to avoid the tutorial and do some kind of like evil route, I think that you kind of reap what you sow in a lot of ways, you know? Not trying the new game. I'm sure he's probably, if he wrote this 20 hours and he's played another 50 hours. I wonder how he feels about the game now. But yeah, I really wanted to like this. Kept hoping the mechanics would open up and the depth in the game was going for it was eventually realized. It wasn't you either one-shotting most fights or getting one-shotted, and you have no idea how many times when going into an event whether or not you're going to win or get smoked. This then forces players to save scum constantly and remember, oh, I don't do that event until you're level 60. It makes save scumming an essential part and takes away the charm of the randomness the game tries to offer. The game loop gets pretty repetitive after 20 hours. It looks like there's a lot of skills to use, but the balance issue makes this no longer a tactical game, it's just who's a higher level. Really is disappointing. This is one of the first entries into Witcher type games, and I hope Wandering Sword or others aren't trying to sell depth than we're at when reality when it's really shallow. 1 minute fighting level 16 enemies, and the next fight they are level 35 plus, and there's no way to tell or even get a hint how strong the enemies are going to be before the fight starts. Combos and skills are going to give a bit more power in battle, and you most certainly can match or beat higher level enemies if you pick the right path. There's a bit about of reincarnation to try again theme to this game, and if there's just one complaint I have is that once you die you get an end game and have to remake your character. I wish there was an option where you could start over again with the same character but keeping all the knowledge you had from when you died to make you up. You do that. So see, this what this guy mentions here, if you complete the game all your skills transfer over, so you learn all your skills again. And you get traits. And traits carry over. So if you... So if I were to start a new save, I would have all my maxed out traits. And it's because when you need to get a true ending, though. So, so if I look at my guy here, like all these are maxed out, but some of them are not. These are just ones that I have not maxed out and got true ending for. Just because they're a little bit tricky. Some of them are a little bit tricky. They've been making ways to grind them better. But yeah, it is a thing. And obviously New Game Plus is like a big thing. Like, you're supposed to start new games after you get achievements and stuff like that to make your guy stronger. It's to sort of ease the curve. I mean, fresh runs are possible, but it's a challenge run, you know? And this game has like a lot of ways you can play it to challenge yourself. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a little look at bad reviews. Hope you guys are having a lovely day.